this week's episode of the Sik&Twisted Horrorcast. I am Twist, and Sik is gone today, but I brought in a ringer. El Jefe back in the studio for another run.
That was a really weird accent that you did. It sounded like you half started to do like a Latino accent and realized that would have been offensive, so you dialed back just enough to make it weird.
I wouldn't say offensive. I would just say offensive.
We're off to a great start.
Oh yeah. No,
Hi everybody, I'm back. Everybody that said last time it too much nonsense.
Strap in. If you guys don't remember, he was on Zombieland and the ever so popular Gallo Walkers. He still has the
mention of that. It makes me cringe.
He still has the 1,000-yard glare from that.
It's the worst.
So a little bit of news before we get going today. We've got a new Leprechaun trailer, and Sci-Fi Channel is
producing it. I think it is. It's one of those things where it's debuting on Sci-Fi, but it's also on VOD. I don't understand how the world works anymore. Back in my day, it would just show up on Sci-Fi, and then you'd get it on DVD later, uncensored, and it was super cool if you were a fucking loser. Like I am.
Okay, so
that trailer.
I watched that with it was a mix of happiness and sadness.
I guess for me too, but probably different reasons, because I always liked Leprechaun growing up, and I don't understand how people don't understand that series is a horror comedy.
Yes.
When it's so obvious, and people, even the first one, people always say like, oh, they didn't know they were gonna make it a comedy, but it was just so bad that they had to. And
it's a rhyming leprechaun.
Yeah, and the first one has like Looney Tunes humor where he like goes through the wall on the bike.
Yeah,
and it's the exact cutout of him through the bike.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the second one where there was like a go-kart track.
Yeah, I think that was 2. 2 and 3, I remember thinking were just pointless. But Leprechaun in Space...
Hey, there was nothing pointless about those. You needed to know Leprechaun in Vegas was important.
Oh, God. I even forgot that happened. Was that 2 or 3?
I think that was 3. Number 2, I think, was the boy that... I think that one was the boy... where he had the dad or the grandpa or the uncle or something.
Okay.
That was the haunted tours.
And I think it was either 2 or 3 that had Michael McDonald in it, like from Mad TV. Not Hey No Mountain High. Not that Michael McDonald.
That would be dope though.
It wouldn't. And then Leprechaun in
no, because I know Leprechaun would have messed with him by stealing his voice, and then we could have watched a Leprechaun with Michael McDonald's voice.
You should do that in real life. The Leprechaun in Space is to me, I don't want to over-exaggerate, but the single greatest thing that has been made by a human is Leprechaun in Space. Everybody always goes to Leprechaun in the Hood, and I get it, but Leprechaun in Space is where it's at. This trailer has none of the things that make Leprechaun in Space the single greatest achievement of mankind, though. And that worries me a little bit.
I will say that... So the things I'm happy about in the trailer are that we're going back to the original. So we're getting some play off of the original. This is supposed to be her...
And Ozzy's
mom
back.
Or granddaughter?
Yeah, well, Jennifer Aniston's character's daughter.
Daughter? Okay,
yeah.
That's what I was getting at.
But Ozzy's back. That's cool.
Yeah, Ozzy's back. So yeah, we got some returning characters. We've got a returning setting. So the house from the original is back.
But not a returning leprechaun.
Yeah, this is the first time we won't have
original. Leprechaun Origins technically is part of Leprechaun.
I guess. My God, I forgot.
I guess
Origins.
everybody did. I don't know if that's... I think it's canon. Does Leprechaun have a canon? I don't... I'm pretty sure
I'd have to watch him all again.
That it's in it.
He needs to be fired from a canon.
But you're above that.
I'm not.
You're above that wordplay.
I'm not. 100% not.
But I am happy that the director, Steven Kostanski, I've been a fan of that dude forever, and Astron 6, the collective he was with for a while. It's cool to see him doing an established franchise, but it also looks like it's gonna be lame.
I have no doubt that it's gonna be rough to watch, but we're gonna watch it because it's Leprechaun.
Well, obviously, I don't have hobbies or friends or anything,
or
so
employment or anything. Like
no, my Leprechaun and Steven Kostanski are all I got. So
only friends.
Those are the only two. That's probably gonna be trash.
Yeah,
sorry, Steve Kostanski. Hopefully,
did
you don't disappoint
me. Did you see
me.
a release date on that? I think I just saw 2019.
Yeah. I forget the exact.
And it seems like anytime that it's like anytime like going to be next year, at any point, they're just like, it's 2019. You'll figure it out.
I think it's early 2019 though.
Yeah. So there's that.
I don't care enough to research it further. So
it's our upcoming. But today we've got children's games or college games or really you don't like swingers games. This is either a child
swingers games.
I
gotcha.
It's either
okay,
this is either a children's games or a sex party game. There is no in between.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
This has never been played cleanly by adults.
You know, I did go to a party once and everybody was sitting around, and so I just came over to be social, which I'm bad at, and everybody's like, okay, so Jeff, truth or dare? And I was like, nope, and stood up and walked away. And that was the last time that I played truth or dare.
Yep.
Because that is a stupid game. It's really dumb.
Yeah, because it's either truth, who do you like?
Right.
Or how big is your penis?
Right. Or dare.
Get naked and do something.
Right. When I was younger, it would always, everybody would think in concept truth or dare would be fun. And every single time it would just be like, dare, and then be like, okay, make out with a dude. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, no, we're not playing anymore. So,
it always ended the game.
So I don't know why there's such fond memories of truth or dare. You guys must have had different friends, because it was either that or something like super dangerous, like jump off the roof.
Were you playing with women?
I didn't meet a woman until I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah. 28, 24 or something.
Yeah.
But truth or dare is apparently fascinating enough. We should bring up right off the bat that we're talking about the 2017 truth or dare, not the much more widely known for some reason truth or dare that went to theaters.
Yes.
And looks worse.
Yeah.
So
I can't even say it looks worse.
Oh, I can.
I will say that it's on a level. It's a different level, but I don't feel like it's a higher or lower level.
I would dispute that, but this is the 2017 Truth or Dare, which I believe, much like Leprechaun Returns, is a sci-fi production.
To my knowledge, yes, you are correct.
And you can start with what your
my quick thoughts on the matter are
right.
It's
a movie.
It's a movie.
And that's the unfortunate part, is if you're watching this expecting it to be hot garbage, you're going to be super disappointed. And if you're expecting it to be good, you're going to be mildly disappointed.
Yeah.
So,
like, if you're just, like, scrolling through Netflix, bored as hell, and you put it on because you have nothing better to watch, one, you should probably do something else because you've watched way too much Netflix if this is where you've landed. Two, I'm sorry you didn't find the truth or dare that you thought it was, which is the one in theaters. 3, you probably liked it all right.
Yeah. And, it takes... Since it's a sci-fi production, let's flash back to when Lil Jeffy... Lil Jeffy... weird. That's me. Weird, and socially awkward.
No,
completely unlike now, where
God.
I'm a booming beacon.
Yes.
of
you're a sexual magnate.
Right. That's where I was going with that. And Sci-Fi Channel used to be a lot different than it is now. I remember when Sci-Fi Channel originals didn't automatically mean a bunch of idiots being chased by PlayStation graphics.
Yep.
I remember those days fondly. And this reminded me of what would be the average
This was a passable sci-fi
It was
movie.
one of those, and it was not filled with, it's not like SS Doom Trooper. Am I the first person in history to make a SS Doom Trooper reference? I might be.
Maybe.
But SS Doom Trooper and all those terrible, CG, what's the word? Trash buckets. That they used to, they just threw at everything. And then once Sharknado and everything got successful, they just started doing more of those. And they don't do this type of thing very often anymore, at least to my knowledge. And it reminded me of being a kid on Saturday, and a movie I'd never heard of would come on, and it would be at least passable. High praise.
That's praise right there.
But that's what it reminded me of. And it also in a way, you know how the early 2000s was like it's almost like awkward teenage years for horror, even though it was way past when horror was at its peak.
This feels a lot like that.
It does. It feels a lot like the urban legend, Valentine, all those early 2000s ones.
It's very...
It would fit right in with those.
I don't want to say predictable, but yes.
No, I would. I would say it's absolutely predictable.
So the basis of the movie is there are 8 friends that one of the friends rents a house.
Edgy Neil Patrick Harris, I call him.
Neil Patrick?
Right? Exactly. Edgy NPH.
I was going to go with sexy Nosferatu.
Right, edgy Neil Patrick Harris.
So this dude's cheekbones, or she's got cheekbones on his
Cheekbones for days, dude.
Oh my gosh. His cheekbones are so wide. He didn't have enough cheek for his cheekbones.
I don't want to get weird, but that is a skull I would like to have in my collection of human heads.
Oh, naturally.
Right.
Yeah. That goes without saying. Really.
Yeah, dude.
I think everybody was thinking it.
That's.
It was. So this guy, his name is Carter, which this has got some of the most white people-ish names in this movie that I've ever heard. Just the largest collection. Usually there's one random one that's Jerome on a white guy, and it's just whatever. I'll go with it. It doesn't matter. But this was literally it was Tyler, Carter,
Holt is probably the whitest.
I heard Holt and I was like, wow, they dug deep into the white people lore.
Right, that's you're gonna grow up, you're gonna play football like your brothers and your dad, and then you're gonna go to business school.
And this was the fat comedic relief character that let his parents down and went to comedy school instead.
No, like I said, he literally is me. He just dresses worse.
Yeah. And then there was Alex, who's a female.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see, what was the other guy's name that I can never remember?
Luke.
Luke. Yeah, Luke. Jesus.
And the women, it was Alex, Jesse, right?
Yes.
And then
Maddie
Maddie
and Addison.
I
hate Addison with a burning... Like, the concept of her pisses me off for this reason.
Yeah, she's the worst.
No, for this reason. I'm not sure if you put 2 and 2 together on this one. It seems obvious, but her sin, quote unquote,
right.
her hidden secret,
and
she literally died for, was that she had problems with drug addiction.
Right.
Addiction, Addison.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't even fucking catch that shit, did you?
I don't even think the writer caught that. I think you're the only person to try to do a deep analyzation on Truth or Dare.
I've watched this movie twice now, and I'm angry with myself for having done so. But
you watched it twice?
I watched it a while back with my wife because we were just like, "Oh, I think this is that one that was on TV." And
right,
it wasn't
and it
that
wasn't.
One.
Yeah,
because like I knew it as soon as I saw like the opening footage. I was like, pretty sure this isn't it. And then we saw like the creepy house, and I'm like 100% sure it's not it.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of the cast, though, there's been much worse.
Oh yeah.
And with the exception of, I don't want to call anybody out as the worst performance of the movie because I feel like I don't want to insult the actress that played Addison. But anyway,
you're gonna stick with your guns on Addison being worse, huh?
She wasn't. I don't think it was her though. I think maybe it was her how it was written. But I think or maybe it was just how she was directed. But she just felt like a cartoon, and everybody else felt like just typical, like horror movie fodder, which is fine. But she felt like a cartoon character when the actress that the Jessie was the vegan one, right?
See, like that was
her character was a cartoon character, but she tried to not make it a cartoon character.
See, now that was my pick for worst.
I don't know.
For the reasons of one, like she's supposed to be the bitch. Where she's like, no, everybody else can do it. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
And then she flips the script and is like, but I'm a vegan, but I'll eat this guy's skin. It's going to be so hard. Oh, my God.
Right.
And then flips the script again, going back to, I'm not doing anything. But then flips the script again, going back to, I'll help however I can.
Well, she was definitely the worst character.
Like, it didn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna be the bitch and you don't want to help, be the bitch and don't help and stay the fuck in the corner.
But wasn't her character kind of that she was super fake? Because she was, like, all about being a vegan, but she killed that cockroach. And everybody's like, whoa, what are you doing? But just like 90% of actual vegans. So it was very...
Thank you to our vegan listeners.
Oh, yeah. All your vegan listeners.
All of our thousands of vegan listeners.
Unsubscribe. Anyway, we should probably say for the record, though, that the best performance easily was Brittany Sarpy as Maddie. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I think it's Brittany Sarpy as Maddie. Yeah, got it right there.
I think it's Sarpy.
Yeah, I got her so I can set her as my background later. Anyway,
that makes sense.
She is way better than the movie deserves. I would like to see her in many other roles. I'd like to see her as the actual lead of something, whether it be a horror movie or a drama or My Wife or whatever. I thought she was awesome, and I think part of the reason that I didn't dislike this movie that much
she's the reason.
I think she is, but it's not just because of the fact that, again, don't want to over-exaggerate. I am pretty sure I love her and would take her to Red Lobster. Let her get something other than a water to drink.
Holy
An appetizer.
Jesus.
If she so wants.
Going to town on it.
It doesn't fucking matter. We're dining and dashing anyway.
Okay.
But
that's how demons come.
Yeah, well, let him. Anyway, but she was so much better than everything else in the movie. And Cassie Skirbo or whatever from Sharknado. She's always all right.
She was in this movie.
She's always all right. And then the guy that played Holt, I don't know his name. It is Harvey Gullin. Oh my God, they have white people names in real life too. Harvey Guillin.
Let's see this here.
What is that?
No,
See, it throws an I in there just when you think you can pronounce it. Anyway, he was good too.
Yeah.
I would say between him and Brittany Sarpy, that's a swingers party I'd like to have.
It's admirably acted by most involved.
I will agree. I looked up reviews for this after I watched it, and most of, if you can believe it, most of them are actually pretty positive.
Yeah,
and,
it's got like a 5 out of 10.
5.2 on IMDb, which usually means okay for this kind of thing.
I will say that this movie is so strange and obscure that Rotten Tomatoes was not the next review that I saw. It was like Horror Heaven or something like that, and that was a 2. And I was like, wow, that's rough.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Horror Heaven.
Don't get me wrong, folks. There's a lot wrong here.
We should probably just go into that because I feel like I don't want to praise it too much and then have everybody think like, oh, there's that guy that liked Truth or Dare 2017, that bastard. As I'm walking around with Brittany Sarpy on one arm and the guy that played Holt on the other. And we're just going to the organic grocery store, buy some fucking pasta.
Dreams.
Let me have my own fantasy, man.
All right, go ahead and take it and run with it, buddy. The basis behind this is they go and they rent this old house. Carter. He is a filmmaker.
Yeah, he's like a film major at an undescript college.
Yeah. So he decides he's going to make this shoot like a documentary style thing about this horror house that he got on ScaryRentals.com. That's a thing. And so he wants to... Apparently 7 people died in the house before when they all played Truth or Dare. And they were all ruled as accidents or suicides, so the police were just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And whatever. So Carter rents this place, doesn't tell anybody anything but the address.
Right.
Which blows my goddamn mind.
Yes, this is one of the many things in this where it's just like it's a plot convenience thing, and I get it, but
there's
just
no
people reacting
way.
in no way close to how anybody would do that.
Zero fucking way.
If anybody called me and said, hey, we're all going to this address, not going to tell you what we're doing, I'm going to be like, go fuck yourself. Why would I do that? That's ridiculous.
There was multiple times, like, in the first 10 minutes where they were like, hey, we can still get a hotel. And there is zero reason they should not have still done that.
Exactly. And also, I mean, maybe he said, like, oh, we're just going to go to this random house and party. Like, fine. But I don't think that was even said. It was just, we got the address and nothing else.
Yeah. It would have made so much more sense if it had been like, hey, we're a college teenage group of people that want to go ghost hunting.
Right. Or have a bang party.
Either way.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or both.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Ghost orgy.
Go. Dude.
Ghost orgy. Man, you just made a better movie.
I was going to say, do you want to abandon this and talk about a non-existent movie called Ghost Orgy? Because I do. But they get there, and they immediately do the exposition so you know what's happening. They start playing Truth or Dare.
Automatic.
Automatically.
They go from like, let's come into this house and let's all get settled in, and maybe there's power, maybe there's not. Nobody checks, and then snap your fingers.
Truth
we
or
are
dare.
in the middle of the night playing Truth or Dare,
and not only that, but they play actual Truth or Dare for maybe twice, just so Cassie Skirbo and Brittany Sarpy can make out.
Yeah, the very first question.
And then the movie, like, paused and you had to go upstairs and take a shower or whatever.
Question on that portion.
Right, yes.
So the first card was make out with Maddie.
Yeah, it was.
How did they know a female was going to be first to go?
Oh, well, I don't think that they did, but this also, I mean, there's tons of things in this where a dare is clearly meant for somebody, and there's no way that they could have known who would get it, even though it was clearly meant for somebody. I'm willing to overlook that because there's just so much more.
Oh, well, no, the dares. So some of the dares went to specific people.
No, that makes sense,
like, because there was like a disembodied voice going like,
oh yeah,
or like cards would float directly to somebody.
See, I do remember that.
But that could just be like before somebody draws the card, the demon reads their mind and chooses.
Especially since there's clearly no rules in how this demon thing works.
This is no rules, just right.
But immediately, supernatural shit starts happening. Immediately.
Yeah, no.
Like, no,
literally,
just boom.
like, so round one happens.
Yeah.
They like, sorry, not even round one.
Right.
Game one of round one happens.
Exactly.
And she makes out with her best friend.
Yeah, she does.
And that's where Jeff stopped the movie and masturbated.
No, I read the Bible to know how much I have sinned.
Oh yeah, that's what you did. Anyway,
whatever, bro. I'm making it to heaven. Anyway,
but then next question is like immediately supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
and nobody questions it.
No, this is what I wanted to bring up. So it happens when she's like she's like, we're not playing anymore, and it's like
she opens the card, immediately folds it up, and just like, we're not playing.
Yeah, we're not playing, and then they steal the card from her like a bunch of dicks. Like, can't you see poor Brittany Sarpy is in tears?
Oh, you mean like,
comfort her?
You mean like any college person would have done? Is snatched it and read it?
No, you give her a hug. You say, I'm here, and I am all you need.
So this is El Jefe's penis joining us today.
Don't disparage poor angelic Brittany Sarpy like that. Anyway, but so
give me your thoughts, Jefe's penis.
I'm unimpressive and sad. Then one of them takes the card, reads it, and it's like, did you sleep with Sharknado Girl's boyfriend? And she says no. And then they all get a text, or not even a text, like an alert. Like, they get an alert on their phone.
It wasn't a text, because it was like...
Right.
It just said, like... It was like a circle on the side of the text
I tried to
slash through it?
Yeah, I tried to figure out what was going on. But they get that, and Sharknado Girls...
like Amber Alert sent them a message.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. They get like an Amber Alert that just says liar. All of them look at this, and they go... Like, immediately, they just turn on her like, oh, she lied because the mysterious phone told us. Yeah. They don't know that there's supernatural things going on yet. Her best friend is like, yo, bitch. Like, just immediately. Not like, oh, this is kind of weird, right? That we all got a weird Amber Alert that just says liar? Who sent that? Who is this from? How could they have known? Who in this room is doing this? Lots of questions, but she just goes straight to, you bitch. Just immediately. And it's like, oh, okay. And that was probably a pacing thing, because they wanted to just get right into it. I feel like there's better ways to do
We got 3 rounds of this bad boy to do. Let's
we gotta get going. But then they, as soon as that, it becomes clear that the saying you'll hear so many times with do the dare or the dare does you,
which doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense.
I wish that somebody would dare me
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
She's awesome.
I know you think she's so fucking awesome, but the rest of the movie, there are 7 other people to talk about.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so but Carter guy.
Everybody blames Carter.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. Like, it's like not his fault at all.
I get like at first like being like, "Whoa, Carter, like going a little bit far here, aren't you, buddy?" But like to continue on, like after you start getting like, put your hand on the stove.
Exactly, like supernatural shit, and everybody's like,
what the fuck, Carter?
Oh, Carter, making the chairs move on their own. Like,
yeah,
it's like, why are they still being mean to him? It's like, you know what? Carter needs a hug too. I would hug Carter.
The broken TV starts flickering on and showing, it's like, truth or dare, 3 rounds, 48 hours.
Not to mention that the cards are writing themselves to the point where when they go through them,
they're all the same.
It's like a sentence, one word at a time, and everybody's like, "Carter, you son of a bitch."
Yeah.
It's like, how could he have done that? Don't be mean to Carter.
You guys hate Carter for no fucking reason.
And there's a lot of that too throughout the movie is misplaced aggression.
Oh yeah, that
like into the other characters.
All that is.
But when it starts really getting going, and the vegan girl has to.
Okay, so I'm just gonna jump through.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if we go beat by beat, it's gonna take like 4 hours.
Round 1, the dares go like this, which is, I will call this out, 100% bullshit, because Sharknado Girl gets away with way too much.
Oh yeah, like I said,
what I'm guessing is
convenience.
So this are her 3 dares for all 3 rounds. Mm. Dare 1 is make out with Maddie.
Oh, that counted?
That counted.
I didn't even realize that.
I went through it today.
That's interesting.
It counted.
Wow.
Does that not blow your fucking mind? This demon was like, "Oh, Sharknado Girl.
Right.
You don't need to do any of this."
Yeah, no, and I appreciate that he did that.
And then round 2 was Russian roulette.
Right.
Which nobody knows how to play Russian roulette.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what are you doing? Like, that's not how you do it.
They put the bullet in.
Yeah.
They spin it.
Yeah.
Shut it. Click.
Yeah.
Which there was nothing saying they had to put it to their head.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, like, the whole thing, like, is that they realized that they need to outsmart the demon, because they went and visited the home of the first of the original group, the only survivor
of the obligatory horror legend cameo.
Yes,
because Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street, in a good performance.
Which you really, it's tough to tell it's her.
Yeah.
If you didn't read the fucking like the casting, you would not have.
I recognized her voice, but I probably wouldn't have immediately made the Heather Langenkamp connection. But she was welcome in that. But outsmarting the dare, which you can do so much with that. Like there
is a shit ton you can fucking pull off with this.
When they first do that thing where they use their brains to be like where Holt had to touch the hanging wires.
Yes.
And Luke was like, okay, it doesn't say how long, it just says you have to hold him. So Carter, run at him with the blanket. As soon as he touches it, it should keep you alive. And I was like, if this is how the movie keeps going, this could be pretty cool, how they're going to outsmart each dare.
Yeah.
That is the peak of them outsmarting the dare.
No, there was
they do other stuff.
There was one more.
That was smart?
Pretty smart. The poison.
Yeah, again, Luke's a genius.
No, that wasn't Luke.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Luke's the doctor.
No, Luke's not the doctor.
Oh, shit.
Luke is the baseball player.
Fucking white people, dude.
Tyler. Tyler's the
No, I
doctor.
thought Tyler was... No, it is, huh? Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler's the baseball player. Tyler is the doctor, I mean. So, Tyler is pre-med,
Jesus.
but also, I'm guessing, failing.
Oh, yeah.
Because at one point, I know we're jumping around a lot, and we'll get a little more cohesive in a minute, but at one point, Carter is dared to, this is the last dare of round 1, is Carter is dared to hang himself.
Right.
Which, so simple if you fucking think for goddamn a minute.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about, is that was the moment where kind of the wind got taken out of my sails, where I thought at first, like, oh, this could be creative and cool how they get out of each dare. And then they threw it in the garbage.
Because there's times when the demon is like, I don't want anybody to fuck with this. And then there's other times when the demon's like, oh, no, please.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Go ahead.
No, it's a good idea, guys.
Go outsmart me, guys.
Yeah,
go
exactly.
Carter hangs himself. Like, he decides not to follow the rules, which every dare comes with a time limit. If you don't do the dare in the time limit, quote unquote, the dare does you. What that means is if it says to hang yourself and you don't do it, something supernatural happens and makes you hang yourself.
Something Final Destinations you.
No, this isn't Final Destinations, because Final Destination is like natural things that could happen at any time, like a ball, like slowly roll, like wind blows, rolls a ball down, and it, Rube Goldberg's a fucking machine all the way down to killing you.
I just wanted to use Final Destination as a verb, so fuck you.
We'll get there. The first one I'll say was Final Destination-y. With Tyler.
Definitely.
Tyler. That was a little Final Destination.
Yeah, it was absolutely Final Destination.
But yeah, Carter hangs himself, and this is why I say Tyler is failing pre-med.
Right.
Because he's dangling, and they finally bust through the door after his dare is finished, and he's quote-unquote dead. They do not try to pull him down and revive him.
I'm so glad you mentioned that.
A medical student should.
That's what I was talking about with the wind being taken out of my sails, because I thought they bring him in, lift him out, and then Tyler like revives him or something. And I was thinking like, oh, that would be cool, because then they'll probably have to up the ante for the dares later. Nope. He just comes in and goes, well... R.I.P. bro.
Yeah. He walks in just like, wow, damn it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, we're not gonna try to, CPR.
Right. Or anything at all.
Nothing. Just like, you're in a fucking college dorm room. Like, I know, because I used to be an RA in college, I know they have defibrillators now. So every dorm room, every college dorm area has defibrillators. Right. So you can get that.
Yeah.
You are pre-med and an emergency is happening.
Right. And even if you're not pre-med, I feel like 100% of everybody's first instinct to finding somebody hung is to get them off of the thing that's hanging them.
Exactly. Like even if it's just to not have to look at it.
Yeah. Exactly. You know me and how I don't care if movie characters are dumb and don't follow logic, and if they don't necessarily react like you would in real life. But a lot of these things tested my patience with that, because it does that thing that we've talked about before, where it calls attention to the fact that, okay, we have to outsmart, like we can outsmart it. Like they have experience outsmarting it.
Yeah.
And yet they're confronted with an even more easily avoidable death. Mm-hmm. And they do nothing for no reason. Like, I wouldn't have thought the blanket thing with the wires. I would have been like, dude, try and let go? I don't know. But the rope, I would be like, get him off of the rope.
Get it out, guys. We're short on time.
I know, short on time. Somebody get him off the rope.
Because he was kicking up until the point that the door opened.
Exactly.
You've got to be.
He just lost consciousness. And I don't know a lot about medicine or whatever, but I think you can still be revived.
Yes,
it's not like he broke his neck.
You 100% can.
He was like just asphyxiated.
All he's done
asleep.
He's asleep.
He got put in a supernatural sleeper hold, and you can easily revive him.
He just had a long neck hug.
Yeah, exactly.
What I was saying earlier is Sharknado Girl gets it easy because she has Russian roulette, kiss Maddie, and then kill her best friend. Now, I say has it easy, and I know that sounds... I know how that came off.
Just the easiest. But the easiest.
But what I'm saying is, like, everybody else had, like, physical life-threatening pain inflicted on them, and she was just like, oh, well, I mean, I made out with my best friend. I had to play a game of Russian roulette in which somebody else took the bullet. And then, I just have to kill a different person that's not me. Well, you don't have to do anything. If she decided not to help at all during this movie, she would have been, like, unscathed by the end. Just had she would have had, like, horrible nightmares, I'm sure, but completely fine.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting that it's always like she's kind of the one who's built up to be the lead, obviously, and it's just like
she gets
here's a minor thing you have to do, and then everybody else it's like mutilate yourself.
Well, no, pretty much like most of the females except for Brittany Sarpy, like they got it fairly easy because the only truths. There were two in this movie, by the way. Truth or Dare, the movie, has two truths and nothing else.
That is interesting.
Because the first truth was, did you sleep with Tyler?
Right.
On Brittany Sharpie.
Yeah.
The second truth was for Addison, and it was, are you a drug addict?
Right.
And I'm sorry, but after the last dare that just happened, which was smash your knee, and a mystical baseball bat bounces down the stairs, I will tell you anything.
Right.
The body is hidden on 3rd and Main. I confess everything. Just give me a truth.
And
I don't care.
Especially that of all things. Like,
yeah, are you a drug addict? Yep. I can still go on being a drug addict. Like,
like nobody. It's not an intervention. Like they're just saying, "Hey, are you a drug addict? Can you tell us so you don't die?" What's your definition of drug addicts? And it's like, oh no.
Yeah, no, she starts freaking out like, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not doing this. I'm not fucking doing this.
I take painkillers. Oh my God.
And she storms out, and because she storms out, like it just pops up on everybody's phone. You lie, you die. And
which again, nobody questions.
Yeah.
Where this mysterious text is coming from, or alert, or.
And she gets Hadoukened out of the door.
She does.
Because she gets ghost Hadoukened out of the door and onto a stray pipe that's just in the lawn.
That was odd, but it was done well enough, I guess.
Yeah, ish.
It was fine.
So she, but that just let everybody out and let him go to the hospital?
Yeah, I was really confused about that.
I was confused more because that wasn't the end of the round. Carter still hadn't gone
Correct.
Yet. I would have understood if it was like end of round 1.
Yeah, you can go.
You can go and have a break.
Nope. Yeah, I didn't understand those the rule book that the demon had created. Especially something that I'll mention later, but then when they're in the hospital and then they leave, and then that's when the thing with the noose thing we already talked about happened.
Yeah. So in round 1, the dares are kiss Maddie.
Yeah, boy.
You're never gonna. Okay. Then it's did you sleep with Tyler? Mm-hmm. Then it was Tyler.
Hand on the stove.
Put your hand on the stove. He didn't do it, and the ghost Hadoukened a chair into him, which forced him to because he stumbled and slapped his hand on the stove, which was dumb as shit.
Right.
And then the next dare was the vegan.
Eat the flesh.
Jesse was eat his flesh.
Yeah.
Off the stove, which she eventually, painstakingly amount of time did. Then it was Holt grabbed the wires. What the fuck? Random white guy.
Which one? Luke?
Luke, thank you. Fuck, I always forget Luke. Luke does not matter to me.
Everybody forgets Luke.
Luke, smash your knee, and then Addison, are you a drug addict? She dies, and then it was Carter, hang yourself.
Right.
Now you can see through the words we've just spoken, there is a very large discrepancy in who gets what.
Yeah, large discrepancy in who gets what, and I thought maybe it had to do with their level of sin, but nope. And
if in our mind, the only sin that Tyler did was cheat, and same with Maddie. Maddie got the shit beat out.
Right?
Of her.
Yeah.
Like her round 1 was simple, and then round 2 was pull 2 teeth.
Right. Yeah.
And then her round 3 was remove 7 living body parts.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, fuck, dude.
Right.
Like, can
that's the thing is it's super, super unbalanced, and it seems like more so the movie was written around the idea of this is somebody saying, like, come up with dares that could end up being gruesome, and they did that, and they wrote the rest around it because they're like randomly assigned, except for some of the thematic ones like Holt and the car and vegan girl and the cockroaches and things like that. But overall it was random, and it doesn't stick to its own set of rules
at all,
especially when they go to talk to Heather Langenkamp, who says in the same scene, the evil's not relegated to the house. It can get you anywhere.
Yeah, and then she says,
go to the house because this is where it has to end.
It started there, it has to end there. Do what?
Why, though?
But it doesn't make sense.
From a writing standpoint, it's why either take the line about the house out and say that it's trying to draw you back to the house, or just like have a clear idea of what you're doing, or have them never leave the house.
Something.
Like, which I would have been fine with if it was 100% in the house, because the hospital and the college stuff, like, I get...
It took you out of it.
Yeah, it did. I was like, oh, we're out of it. That's interesting.
It was just like, all right, it was super spooky house, and they can be super resourceful in here, and then we're in a hospital.
Because when Luke gets his dare, which the demon can spawn working guns, odd. But anyway,
no, this demon has access
power to do anything.
No, this demon has access to Supernatural Home Depot.
Yes,
just baseball bats, a bucket of acid, a glass of poison. Which
it has the power of Deus Ex Machina, because it's literally just everything. It's like, I can spawn this, I can spawn this.
I got so mad at the poison one because they were like, there was this glass. It was an empty glass that just magically started filling with poison, and then fucking goddamn Tyler, with his goddamn mystical wisdom, walks over, sniffs it, and goes, "It's poison."
That's poison. You know
what?
I'm not a doctor. Maybe you can develop that sort of acute...
Any doctors out there, let us know if you had to take a poison sniff test.
Yeah. Or if you can just smell poison. Like, you can smell stuff and be like, that's probably poison.
Yeah.
Like if it was like motor oil or something, and you go, not coffee. Yeah. Like, you know this.
I wouldn't immediately, that's fucking poison.
I would. I do anytime I get something served to me I haven't watched prepared.
You've also...
This is poison.
Also, I've seen what you've prepared for yourself, as a lot of Facebook fans.
Irrelevant.
I'm gonna plug that at the end of this.
That's fine. But I can sniff it and know it's poison.
You still drank it.
You gotta do what you do for the people. I'm trying to woo Brittany Sarpy.
But it was... I was like mad because he just like, that's poison.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And they also, the logic of the soda...
Why wouldn't you just say, like, it smells like drain cleaner?
Yeah, or like, this is probably poison.
Or it doesn't smell safe.
Yeah, Tyler, don't deal in absolutes.
Exactly.
That's for the Sith.
Yeah.
Anyway, but...
I want to talk about Luke. 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 I want to talk about and his
the robbery.
Jesus, because they're sitting
just after Carter.
Oh my god, there were so many other ways.
He's the stupidest person I have ever seen.
That's
might be an exaggeration.
He's laying on his bed and he's flipping through his
Sports Diamond magazine
because he's a baseball player that just had his knee smashed and
I can't play sports anymore. Shut up.
My scholarship.
Shut up.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's flipping through the magazine and then it goes blank all of a sudden and the words rob a gas station pop up, which odd request for a demon?
Right. Odd request for a demon. Odd mix of attempting logic, but then going against your own logic. Because he's when he goes to rob the store, he tells the lady, like, there's a line.
Hang on, because let me start with this. So he gets the thing. It says rob a gas station. Then he gets up, starts to go, and stops, looks back at the bed because the bed sheet has formed the number 9, which means he's got 9 minutes to do it.
Right.
And there's a gun sitting in the bed now. And he grabs the gun and tucks it into his waistband, which there's nothing saying he's got to use the gun.
Right.
But he immediately goes to the gas station, runs inside, goes, I need you to give me money. It doesn't matter how much.
Right.
And then immediately fucking pulls the goddamn gun on her.
Pulls the gun. There's so many different ways that could have gone.
Walk in, grab a candy bar, walk the fuck out.
Exactly. It doesn't say it needed to be money. Like, what? That's the thing. Don't establish that your characters are aware that you can outsmart the dare. And then
he wasn't there for that.
He
wasn't there for that.
He wasn't there to outsmart the.
He wasn't there. He wasn't in the house.
Away.
He was at the different.
That means I have to give it to him now.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you fucking don't.
I think I do.
You don't. It's very fucking simple. Rob a grocery store. You use your goddamn brain for 2 fucking seconds, and you'll realize that it doesn't say rob the grocery store using the gun and make sure you get at least $30. No, it says rob the grocery store. Walk in, grab a candy bar, walk the fuck out.
Right.
1, 2, walk in. Wait for her to hand somebody change, snatch it, walk out, and then walk the fuck back in and hand it back to him.
Exactly. That is what I was thinking.
Just hand it back and I'm just kidding, man. You're on my hidden camera TV show. It's called Snatchers. You know, you're a dumb college kid. Nobody gives a fuck.
Well, that's the thing too. Is he was a sports guy. So I understand how he didn't put 2 and 2 together.
But he's with his mostly intelligent vegan girlfriend who they had a ride over to the gas station together and could have talked about this.
Right. But so anyway, the scene ends with him getting shot.
Yeah, the clerk pulls a gun of her own, and he's like, "Oh no, just come on, man! I just need $1. Just give me $1 or
and
anything.
Then
it doesn't matter." And then
he
jumps towards the shotgun.
Yeah, again, similar to finding somebody hanging and making the immediate connection to get them down from where they're hanging. If somebody pulls a gun on you, your first instinct should not be.
It's not even.
I'm gonna make sudden movements right at you, like whoa, right. What are you doing?
What's worse? It doesn't even say you have to take anything. He could have just walked in, pointed the gun, said, "This is a robbery," and then dipped.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is when you open it up to all the different options, and then the option that they take is.
And it's just such a weird one because it's everybody else got either physical pain inflicted on them or a personal truth, and he's like, go rob a grocery store.
Yeah.
It was just such a random out of the blue one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't fit in with the rest of it. That's what I'm saying. Everything outside of the house,
even inside the house, it all didn't fucking add up.
Yeah, but it was at least. It at least sort of felt like it was the same movie.
That's true. So it's That did really feel like it was like
was a separate
like
movie.
Jason Statham was gonna pop in at any second and just
like,
roundhouse kick him.
Yeah, like you could have made a whole movie about like a demon telling this dude to do random tasks and not make it truth or dare.
Oh man, we just made a better movie again.
No, this is I'm pitching you Ghost Orgy right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It stars Brittany Sarpy as every character.
No, naturally.
And myself. So anyway,
is Brittany Sarpy playing you?
Yeah. I'm weird, dude.
Okay.
I got like weird. We'll get weird with it.
The dares in round 2 are rob a gas station, in which he gets shot and killed. Then they go back to the house and it's drink poison, which they all fucking goddamn Dr. Brain Tyler tells everybody to chug a soda
because it'll line your
protect the lining of your stomach long enough.
Is that true?
I don't think so.
that is. I know you can use soda to do certain things, but I don't think it lines your stomach.
I don't think that's how poison works.
No, I don't think it is either. And also, there's many different types of poison. So
I don't think the poison's just gonna go in there and just like tear your fucking the lining of your stomach open and get into your bloodstream like that.
I didn't get that. I mean, I guess because the whole point is that he only wants it to barely touch their stomach before they vomit it.
Guess, yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I guess I don't know enough to dispute that.
Yeah,
it seems like that's not how poison works. But again, how did he know what kind of poison it was?
Yeah, I could understand them like drinking stuff so that they have an easier time of vomiting because they probably haven't eaten all day or whatever. But
I always thought that was dairy. But maybe I'm a moron. But I always thought dairy protects your stomach. Yeah,
that's what I remember.
Not soda. Soda does the opposite.
Maybe they were.
But he said it's acid. I don't know. Who gives a shit? Fuck you, Tyler.
You dick. That's why you shot yourself. Because the next dare was Russian roulette. Oh, the next dare was pull 2 teeth.
Yeah.
And then the next dare was Russian roulette, in which again they didn't have to aim at their fucking head. They didn't have to aim at their fucking head. They didn't have to aim at their goddamn fucking head.
Maybe they were just under the impression. Look, not everybody's from the streets like you and I are. They don't know that Russian roulette. Shit, that's our kickball, playa. You know what I mean? So
they also don't know how to fucking play because they
that's
fucking
what I mean.
wind it once.
Yeah, I think what they
and
are
then
under the
click
impression
3 times. It's wind, click, wind, click, wind, click. It gives you a better chance.
I think they thought that Russian roulette had to be played to your head. I don't think they know that sometimes you play it aiming at your feet.
Why don't you open your mouth really wide and aim it at your cheek?
Yeah.
It'll blow your fucking like a hole through either side, and you'll have a matching scar, and it won't be that fucking bad.
I also thought you could literally, since there's only one bullet in there, you could just keep tweaking. You could just keep resetting the cylinder to where it never goes off.
I'm guessing that would have been like.
But how do we know?
Exactly.
How do we know?
I think the ghost would have stopped that.
It would be worth a try, but he would let him know.
Exactly.
He or she, gender neutral ghost.
Gender neutral.
They
gender fluid ghost.
Yeah. They would. It always let them know if they were fucking it up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So why not just try like. And then, oh, nope, can't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't do that. And then save blowing your head off for, like, the very last resort.
Because she clicks it twice on herself, and then Brittany Sarpy takes it, and then just before Brittany Sarpy pulls the trigger, fucking Tyler runs up. The most useful fucking character runs up.
Well, that's debatable. Brittany Sarpy, is the best and most useful character
in your loins, but actually helping the other characters, it was fucking Tyler.
Oh right, that would have been Tyler.
Yes.
but Tyler
but he grabs the gun and immediately blows his fucking head off.
Again, that was I get the dramatic reasons for it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna save my 2 girlfriends.
Playa. But yeah, he.
You were just happy to see him die because he touched Britney Spears.
Goddamn right. I was like, you're gonna pay for your sins, Dr. Dickhead. But yeah, that scene was again, it was fine.
And then that was followed by Holt having the dare of have to get run over by a car, which again easily outsmarting.
But I think that I like this scene because I liked the urgency of everything. Where Holt is just like, there's something you guys need to know. I was involved in a hit and run. I have to get run over by a car. And
I loved that.
I was like, cool. I also liked how...
I liked the time limit being only 2 minutes.
Only 2 minutes.
So it rushed him.
So he rushed him. I liked how they had a plan, like, we're just going to run over your foot, and then...
The car died.
The car died, and then he goes to fix it under the hood, which... Whatever.
I don't know why he would do that.
It's whatever.
You've got 2 minutes. I've never fixed a car in 2 minutes.
Exactly. But then it closes on his hands and traps him in the car, and then the car starts and drags him backwards first, and then runs him over. And I was like, that scene was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
That was good.
I don't know why they went with the older car, though. Like, if you wanted to fucking make sure it was going to work, grab Tyler's keys, use the right car that's obviously in good condition.
One could make the argument that the same thing would have happened.
It's possible.
Regardless.
But again,
they didn't know that, and yet they chose that. But whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
And
that's how Holt died.
Yeah.
But it was actually a decent scene. Like, nitpicking aside,
it was good.
Actually a decent scene. And then that was followed by the dumbest one, I think. Chain yourself to a pipe. This is easily the easiest fucking dare to do. After all of the horrible bullshit this demon has made people go through, the last one is the vegan's dare. Chain yourself to a pipe.
Again, this was a situation where I thought I had missed something, because I was like, what, the whole dare was to chain yourself to a pipe? That's it? And, granted it had a plan, but if she did chain herself to the pipe, then it wouldn't have been able to do the thing that actually kills her, because she would have done the dare.
Yeah.
So, what was its plan?
Well, it was trying to make her, go against her fear of the cockroaches, because there was, a whole wall of cockroaches, which is beyond me, because they've only ever seen one cockroach in that house.
Well, I think it just spawned them, since it can spawn Deus Ex Machina.
Oh, so it went to Supernatural Home Depot and
those are those convenience cockroaches that you can get at any
convenience store,
screenwriting workshop
at a convenience store.
You want to say it a third time to see if it plays?
At a convenience store?
Well, this has been the Sick and Twisted podcast.
Oh, goddamn!
That was, and those cockroaches that eventually consume her in what was supposed to be, dramatic irony, because she smashed the cockroach in that one scene, blah, blah, blah.
She didn't think they were humans. And
one thing that I do like about this movie and respect it for is it does not get in your face with its terrible CGI like most Sci-Fi Channel productions do. But
until this scene.
This scene was a reminder of that, but the cockroaches worked. They looked better than the ones in Hostel 3, and that is my low bar for horrible CGI bugs. And this wasn't quite Hostel 3. But it was bad and felt out of place, and to be the worst crime is that it was lame.
It was lame as shit.
You didn't see any.
There's no blood.
There's no not burrowing in the flesh. It wasn't like the Mummy with the scarab beetles. It was it reminded me of another movie I used to watch on Sci-Fi that was called Mirabitu. I think it was Mirabitu, Terror in the Alpine something. It's about ants.
I remember that.
It's bad. But that was also made almost 20 years ago. and they looked about the same. The ants in that movie looked the same.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, The Mummy was put out in, like...
20 years ago.
Yeah, so it's been 20 years since that, and these had slightly worse CGI than The Mummy.
I would say even more than slightly. I actually just watched The Mummy again last week. So I would say that it's infinitely worse. Now, granted, budget, much smaller. Yes. It is very difficult to animate individual things. They're probably on a very tight schedule. But don't put it in the thing.
Exactly.
That's what I can never get around with these sci-fi things.
Have to be like In the Darkness or something, and you would have made it a lot easier.
Yes.
But yeah, she's supposed to chain herself to the pipe. She freaks out because she sees bugs. She runs out of time, and then she mystically slips on the steps and gets devoured by bugs.
She's Deus Ex Machina on the steps.
And then the final dare. This is round 3 now. There's 2 more dares left, and it's just Alex and Maddie that are left. And the dare for Maddie is to remove 7 living body parts. And I'm so fucking mad at this goddamn dare because they...
I think we're going to say the same thing. Continue.
Why do they have to keep removing different things?
Yeah, that was not specified.
It just said remove 7 living body parts.
So they each could have done a pinky.
Well, no, because they did. Okay, take out an eyelash, and that counted. Take out a piece of hair.
Yeah, why not just take out all your
7 eyelashes?
Exactly.
Pluck 7 pieces of hair.
Or have a scene where the demon says can't do that. Because the thing that I thought was like, what? Because maybe I'm an idiot, which is possible. I think I'm the smartest person that has ever been birthed. But I could also be an idiot. But when she cuts off the part of her weenus, that's what that's called, a weenus. Yeah. It's funny.
It's that. In case anybody doesn't know what the weenus is, the weenus is the skin on your elbow.
Yeah. Cuts that off. The demon says full parts.
Yeah.
But then she cuts off her earlobe. Why is the earlobe
not the count as the ear?
Exactly. Why?
I don't know.
Okay, so I'm not an idiot.
No, you're not.
Awesome.
Because I was confused as shit.
Yeah.
She was just like, earlobe, and then cuts it off, and it was like, no, that's good.
It immediately followed that, and I thought...
Because she was saying that if she cuts off... they were like, she cuts off the skin off her elbow, and then was like, all of the body part.
Yeah, full body part is what it says. The weenus is technically a full body part.
Well, but she was saying... The ghost was saying, if you were going to remove your skin, you had to remove all of your skin. That's what she said.
But so then the earlobe thing still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, skin.
Because you have to... Skin, part of an ear. That's, again...
But again, like, I don't know why you have to do different things. Because it counted eyelash, and it counted hair.
Exactly.
And then they did fingernail, and I'm like, okay, well, if you have to inflict pain...
It escalated very quickly.
Yeah, like, if you have to inflict pain, like, keep taking fingernails, or keep taking hair, or keep taking, why didn't nobody pull a tooth?
It revealed that both of them had recently seen their waxer. Bikini waxer.
What?
Because if they were able to pull hair from different parts.
Oh my god.
And I'm just saying it's personal information that it wasn't the demons to reveal. That's all I'm saying.
I love that your mind went there.
It's right. It's on the page. You know.
If you watch the movie with subtitles
in the script, it describes both of our leads as recently shaved. I hate myself.
Between round 2 and 3, they went to the bikini waxers and got a fresh Brazilian.
Dude, exactly. And that must have been good because there was 0 hair for them to pull from.
Not literally. Nose hairs.
Yeah, nothing. They got the full treatment. Yeah, and you know what? I'm just saying, like, I would like to know where they went.
To collect their hairs.
I was going a completely different direction, but now that you've reminded me of my ability to clone,
there you go.
I will be doing that.
So, yeah, no, they had to remove 7 body parts, and they're like, share the dare, so each of them have to remove only a couple. So one was eyelash, one was hair, fingernail, earlobe. Then they jumped to Pinky.
Yeah.
And then Pinky Toe.
Yep.
And then they did... I'm missing... earlobe. No, I did earlobe already. Because it was eyelash, hair.
It did something where she had to... Oh, it was her
fingernail.
It was her whole foot.
I know that's the last one. It was eyelash, fingernail, eyelash, hair, fingernail, earlobe, pinky toe, pinky. Yeah, no, foot.
Yeah,
foot was the last one.
But again...
Just chopped off the whole goddamn foot. And I'm like, dude, like, you didn't try any other finger?
Yeah, if one toe counts...
Why wouldn't you try
You have
off
so
the
many other options.
Or try it like the same thing on the other person. Pop another fingernail off of the other person. Does that not count?
Against that. But then we get to our...
Yeah, then she races her to the hospital.
Can you even call it a finale?
No, you can't. You fucking can't, because I'm so goddamn angry with this ending.
Yeah.
Because it was... She decides they leave because...
Because they're allowed to.
They're allowed to now?
Yeah,
because they want to. And... They're racing to the hospital without finishing the fucking game, and they know full goddamn well the game's not over. And she looks shocked when the fucking GPS starts freaking out, and it says "kill her" on the thing. And that's Alex's dare, is to kill Maddie.
Yeah.
And Maddie's like, "Just do it, just fucking do it. You have to live."
Because she is an angel and selfless to boot,
so that she can be sent back up to heaven. And
where your boy be waiting.
Oh, god damn it.
Anyway, yes. But so Alex's brilliant idea is to
cause a car wreck.
To crash the car
into a tree.
With both of them in it, because I think it was supposed to be like
share the dare for both half dead.
So
but that doesn't make sense.
But that doesn't make sense. And then I thought, well, wait, is she just doing it like, well, I'm not going to kill her because I can't live with myself, so we'll both just die. That's the most logical, but it's also dumb. And then there's the other thing of is it because the dare was definitively kill her, not try to kill her.
It wasn't try to kill her. It wasn't.
So either way,
it wasn't even somebody has to die.
Right. So I think in her head, though, she was thinking, if I don't kill her, she's dead anyway, because the thing will find a way to kill her, since that's the dare.
But that's not it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it says her dare is to kill her.
Right.
The friend.
Yes.
It is very definitive.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's just 2 words, but that is your dare to kill her.
Mm-hmm. So instead of finding a way to make this finale in quotes, any sort of anything other than like
a shit show,
like just an elongated sigh, she just crashes the car and the credits immediately begin, and it just
no, did you not hear it?
Stops. Which part?
Just before the credits roll, you hear a gasp of breath.
Yeah.
From both people.
Yeah.
Because apparently they're trying to insinuate that it worked.
But not necessarily, because just because they weren't dead for the 2 seconds of black screen before the credits doesn't mean that...
No, I understand that. Yeah. I fully understand that it can easily be like, hey, you still gotta kill her.
Right.
But they're trying to say they shared the dare.
What would have been... Okay, this would have been stupid, but it would have been smarter than the ending. Is they get in the car crash, it shows them both being pulled out of the car, and them both saying like, oh yeah, they're dead, like an EMT or something being like, oh, they're dead, and then somebody's like, no, we gotta try, and then it revives them, and then that's how they beat the dare. I would have been like, fine, at least there is an ending.
Exactly.
But this is like, it's a non-ending. You know me and how I like my ambiguity in films, but this is the type that I hate. because it's not ambiguous for the point of like you can discuss the finer points of it. This is just like the last page of the script. This spilled your coffee on it, and you're like, shit,
my dog ate the last page.
The director's gonna be so pissed. And then he shows up and says, here's the whole script with nothing taken out of it because he doesn't want to get fired.
This is very ambiguous.
Yeah.
I think I can read deeper into this.
Yeah.
But he doesn't want to look dumb, so he's just like, I don't get it, but sure, let's run with it. These guys
he didn't even read it. He was lighting his bong when he brought in the script.
I want to talk about one more. I know we're running a little bit long, but I want to talk about one more thing because we're jumping back to the gas station. But it says, do the dare or the dare does you.
Yes.
How the fuck would it make you rob a gas station?
Exactly. See, again, like...
This is one of those things that I wish he wouldn't have done it.
This would
have
been
loved
fantastic.
to have watched him, like, his body get... That's like, comically dragging through the streets.
That's what I was thinking. That or, like, he goes home... and there's a knock on his dorm door, and it opens up, and it's the entire gas station, just like outside his door, and it just like aims the shotgun at it with it's using just a gas pump. It holds up a gas pump and a lighter, and the guy's like, oh no, and then it just like robs him, and it wouldn't kill him. It would just like take his money, and then you'd see this gas station like just waddle back down. I would have been like, bravo, movie. Bravo.
I've logically tried to think about how he would have made him rob a gas. And the only one I could come up with that was even remotely anything was literally it, like dragging him through the streets, like forcing him to stand up, jamming his hand up at the face, pulling the trigger.
See, I realize now what I went was not do the dare does you. I just flipped.
No, you made the gas station rob him.
I was thinking that would be much cooler.
Do the dare, the gas station's gonna rob you.
That would have been good.
That's a movie.
It would probably
Ghost Orgy 2 right there.
I guess it would just it would just puppet him, which would have been more interesting than having him do that stupid scene that feels like it's
in a different movie.
In a completely different movie.
It would have been also, like, I just thought of the removed 7 body parts. I would have loved to have seen that one done. I would have loved to have watched that happen.
Yeah.
Just like body parts ripping off of her.
Yeah, and that probably was a budget thing why they couldn't do it, because it would have been more interesting if for some reason they kept failing at the dares. Like if you made it so the dares have to be ultra specific, and then they just kept failing, and then you could do some cool stuff. But again, overall, there's a lot of dumb stuff in this movie, but I'm willing to say again, if like 5 is dead center average, I think the 5.2 on IMDb is pretty dead on.
I'm going solid 5.
You can't give it the 0.2.
I won't give it the 0.2.
It's just too much.
You're giving it 0.2 because of Britney Sharpie.
pretty sure it's Sarpy, not Sharpie.
We were both saying Sharpie earlier.
No, I was definitely saying Sarpy.
We were 100% saying Sharpie earlier.
Whatever, just listen to what they say at our wedding.
Okay, got it.
When she becomes...
Wouldn't they not say her last name?
No, because I'm taking her last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But acting mostly fine.
Yeah,
writing
fine.
Dumb, but is it insulting? Not really.
To me, kind of.
Well, logically, yes. But I'm talking about the dialogue.
No, the
insultingly bad.
The dialogue wasn't horrible. It was a little repetitive.
It was insanely repetitive, but whatever.
That's an average bit.
We talked about how it is very similar to the weird, awkward years of early 2000s horror. I would rather watch this again than Valentine and the There was another one that I've apparently forgotten because it was so dumb. But it came out right around the same time, and I can't remember what it was. It was one that nobody really remembers called The Pool, which has randomly James McAvoy in it.
What?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's so bad. It's one of the worst things I've seen. It's god-awful.
I'm dumbfounded by this revelation.
Yeah, I bought it because it had one of those artisan covers that like looks like you can tell that it's a piece of shit that they're trying to make look really good. Yeah. And I turned the thing around to read about it, and I was like, "Oh, killer at a pool, huh?" But it's like a deluxe pool. It's not like just like a hotel, like a Motel 6 pool.
That would have been so much
better.
Where
like the killer's in the shallow end and everybody else is in the deep end. But and they're like, "Can we get out? We're starting to prove." And the killer's like, "Yeah, don't you fucking move." Yeah, James McAvoy and Kristen Miller
do the swim. The swim does you.
You should do the pool on here one day. That'll blow your mind.
I want to start incorporating that this whole like do the thing or the thing does you logic into most movies now.
Oh, I thought you meant like in your real life.
No, but I would like to start thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Like just like, oh man. Like somebody's like, hey, can you clean that toilet? Clean the toilet, and the toilet cleans you.
It's a free bath. What are you talking about? Toilet would just give you a bath.
Or no, that wouldn't make sense. It would just be clean the toilet, or you're forced to clean the toilet.
Oh damn it! I keep reversing it.
Yeah, I just pulled a U.
It's so much more interesting to think of it as the object reversing itself on you.
Drink the poison or the poison drinks you.
Oh my god, I just thought of something.
What's up?
Wait a second. The dare was to chain herself to a pipe, but she didn't get chained to a pipe. She got eaten by cockroaches.
Yeah.
Because she slipped.
Makes no goddamn sense.
It's a 5.1 now.
I'm going to put it at 4.9. All right. So, that's our movie, guys. Appreciate you coming around. Sik should be back next week. Having some family stuff, so we're taking over for him today, but he should be back next week, guys. As always, thank you guys for listening so much. We appreciate it. We are looking to start getting onto a actual podcasting service soon.
Yay.
Not sure which one it's going to be. Could be multiple. We're looking at SoundCloud. We're looking at Spotify. We're looking at iTunes, Stitcher. So we will let you guys know for sure what we will be on as soon as we figure out our lives.
And Brittany Sarpy, if you're out there, one, is it Sarpy or Sharpie?
You can just look at your phone again and find out. I think it's still pulled up on your phone.
Is it Sarpy or Sharpie? and then also, do you accept my hand in marriage?
Oh, yeah, he's got a lock on it. I can't look. She doesn't. Anyways,
that's rude.
So yeah, thank you guys again. As always, we want to hear your feedback. Leave comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys want to hear. Let us know what you're thinking of our episodes, what we can do right, what we can do, better. And hit us up on our Facebook, Sik and Twisted Horrorcast. We're on Instagram as well.
I'm on Instagram as well.
Yeah, so is he.
Captain Stank Planet. You guys like
He's not kidding.
You guys like elongated horror reviews on Instagram? Who doesn't? That's why it was built. And sometimes there's pictures of my cats as well.
Yep. He's not kidding. It is his Instagram is Captain Stank Planet. Thank you, Captain Stank. Also hit us up on our Gmail, Sik&TwistedHorrorcast@gmail.com. But as always, guys, we appreciate you listening. I am Twisted, and this has been the Sik and Twisted Horrorcast. Have a killer week.